Hello, good people. This is your goat Minyari coming to you from the remarkable world of Chimeraland. And today we are going to be talking about refining and reforging. This is not a subject that I would consider myself to be an expert on, but I know enough to get things done. So, without further ado, we shall head over to the clan house and get started with refining. Refining 101. We shall send Lulu away and see what is in my bags. So first of all, the first step that you want to do is to actually smelt your unused, unwanted gear. You can do refining from the actual equipment, but you don't want to carry that stuff around because it's very heavy. Like this crossbow here is 224 stones. This one up here is 280 stones. So you don't really want to carry a lot of equipment around that you don't need or use or want. So what you would do is you would come to your blast furnace and you would smelt it. And I'm just going to give a for instance here. I'm not going to actually do this stuff, but what you get when you put these items in are essences, and they have 4 or 5 different classes. This one is water. That one is also water. This one is fire. Also fire. I'm not going to bother with that one because for these you have to, if it has an accessory on it like a scope or anything, a quiver or anything like that, you need to take that off before you can smelt them. This one gives earth or wood. So I'm not going to actually smelt those items at this point. But these, the essences, weigh only 1 stone per essence. So you can carry a lot of those and kind of hoard them up to be used later. So let's get started with the actual act of refining. So here we are at the refiner. We have 2 options. We'll start with refining. And over here in the left-hand corner, we've got the different refinements that you can do. And you unlock this in your character, your life skills, and refining. And so the more refining you do, you unlock your skills. And so my next level, I have to get to level 20, and I can do superb refining, which I hope will allow me to start refining epic items, which might give me a chance of getting to legendary, but I think I might have to do two levels before I get to that point. So I got some work ahead of me. But another interesting thing to note, and I don't know if this is as intended or not, but when you do processing, when you're making things gear on your loom, you're also getting processing or refining points that way. So you get processing, I don't know if you get processing and refining or just refining points, but that is another way that you can build up your refining levels. So when we click on the refining screen on the left hand side, you can change the different ones. So this next one is going to be level 20. I'm going to say that one's going to allow me to refine purple gear. Yeah. And when I get to the bonus level, it will just unlock a higher tier of the purple gear. And then I got a long way to go before I can get my orange stuff. But I need to unlock the excellent and then the superior. And once I get the superior unlocked, then I will be able to refine gear to get to the epic. But I got work to do. But let's get started with the basics. So we'll start out in basic, and the requirements that you need to fill are here on the left, and you only need 500. So really you just want to start using up your the 100 point ones. You're not going to be using very much of later on down the road. So we're just going to go ahead and fill out 5 of that and do a craft. And I got 1 piece of gear, and it gave me two diamonds for completing that, I think. So now, again, we only need 500. It's very simple for this beginning level. I'm going to craft that. And I technically could use this one here and just do it with 1, but I want to save that for later refinements, which we'll go over in a moment. So we're just going to use up some of these 3s and 2s, and the ones don't really come in helpful later on. You can also use these, like if you have an excess amount of materials from killing grands and nobles, they give 200 points each. So it depends on, they're also used in things like tasty meals and other applications, so it just depends on, where you want to spend your points, really. But they are an option. So I'll just go ahead and get rid of those 2. And that filled up a lot. And you don't have to, it doesn't have to all be from one category. I just did water there, and that's 300 points, and now I'll put a 200 pointer in, and that fills out that. And now I am guaranteed to go from a white item to a blue item. So I'll throw this loot on there, this worn Pippa. As you can see, it doesn't have to be the essence, it can be the actual weapons, but since I'm sitting here at the refiner doing that, that's fine. But if it's something that I have to carry around, I'm going to want to smelt it down and lighten up my load. So I'm at 300, I just need 200 points, got lots of 200 pointers here. Now the 2 and the 300 pointers do come in handy later on for the higher level refinements. But that's it for basic refinement. I do want to go ahead and use up my 100 pointers. So now we're at 400 of 500. You don't really want to go over if you can help it. So 200 of 500, I'll throw in this one for 300, and that satisfies the requirements. Now you can go to the next level up, which is a quality refinement. And here's where it starts getting a little puzzling. Because now it's asking for 200 points in metal, and your overall requirement is 1,000. So you go to your metal section, which I'm already at, and I'm going to drop in, well, the smallest one I've got is 500. So that takes care of half of my needs. And then I can go elsewhere, and if I want to use up like a 300 and a 200, now I've met my requirements, and I hit craft. And now it's asking for 200 points in the water. So we've got these earrings here that can go. And then I have to fill in 800 points from elsewhere. So we'll do 2 of these, and then now we need 200 points. And we've got this crude Pippa. Now we've met that requirement. And then when you go up to the next one, the rare requirement, it just ups the ante. So now it wants 500 of the fire. And then we have to meet, the goal is 2,500. So now it's starting to ask for a bit more. And we've got a bunch of these here, so I'll just drop them in. And I just turned a green weapon into, or several green weapons into a blue weapon. So now we're at water, 500. And it usually rotates also. And you notice that I'm not jumping on like these 800s and 1,000. I mean, yes, I can fill up my requirements by using those, but as you can see in a moment, I am going to really want to save those for later on. So now we're at Earth, 500. We've got this iron chest armor drop in there, and we've got a bunch more of these, so we'll get rid of those. And then the next one is going to be a guarantee upgrade, and it's asking for water. Nice. I got an impure crescent out of that refinement, so that's a nice thing. And then to go up to, so the next one, notice that it's not asking for any specific. This one's kind of just a wild card, asking for 2,500 points, so I can do anything and satisfy the requirements there. So that's the rare refinement, and then the uncommon refinement is where it starts getting steep. This one's asking for 1,000 earth. So I'm going to drop this 1,600 pointer in there. And now I have to do math too. So now I need 2,600 to finish this out. Now 1,000. and basically just going through and filling out the different requirements. Once I start getting to this level, I'm not going to be refining actual gear unless I like go inspect it and then just smelt it or whatever. Because some of this stuff I want to save for my attendance or whatever. But anyway, wood, it's asking for 1,000. We can just go through. And now this one's not being specific, it's just asking for 5,000 of anything. So that's basically the gist of the refining. I cringe to think of what's going to be asked for at the next levels. But basically I'm just going to keep on hoarding these essences so that when I get to that point, I will have something to work with. Now, the other thing that you can do in the refiner is Reforge. Now, I don't really have... This is my main weapon here. And Reforging allows you to take stats from other weapons, which I don't have anything on me right now to reforge with, but I would basically pick a stat that I want to replace, and then I would choose something from the other one, and I would replace damage bonus with melee damage bonus or attack. But I don't want to do that anyway because one is green from a level 9 Tranquil Fan to blues, so I don't really want to do that. One good way to find stuff to do though is to go into the auction house and search for equipment. You know what you use, and look to see what the attributes are on the gear. That's one really nice thing about this auction house is that it does allow you to choose or buy things based on, you can see what you're looking at buying. So here I'm seeing the attributes. If I wanted to add crit or damage bonus to my current fan, I could buy this fan and then just reforge the attributes from one to the other. If I could actually afford some of this stuff. Look at this craziness. The Ortzi comes from killing the spirit beast over on Central Mount when they're announced. So this is some great gear that you or your clan can work toward achieving. But look at that, that's sick. And the durability and the hardness is just insane. My fan is not the greatest, but I've actually made some good use out of it. Look at that. That's a really nice piece of gear right there. So look through the auction house, and if you see stuff that you can A, afford, and B, want, then you can buy it and use it in the refiner, in the Reforge section. You would put your Dawn Tranquil Fan up, and then click Attribute, and then choose what you wanted to replace whichever attribute over here that you want to do. So that's it in a nutshell, to the best of my ability to explain. And thank you for joining me, and I hope that you found this helpful and informative. And if so, then please hit subscribe and like. Thank you guys. Have a great day.